All right, and we are live. That's right. This channel is not dead. It's just in hibernation. Welcome to everybody out there. This is Drawing Aces channel, and I am Edwin Acevedo. I'm the writer, the creator of the Ace Volume 2, which is now on Indiegogo. But more importantly, I'm here with the one and only, the King Baller himself, the creator of Death, the hottest project in comics today, Joe Ball.
Yes, sir. I also occasionally like to puke, so there's that.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. I was it's fun getting to come on old Drawing Aces again.
Yeah, man. Well, we got Aaron in the chat. Hail, brother.
Is it calamari? I don't have my side screen pulled up yet.
I'll bring it up on the chat. There we go. Aaron says, "What up,
What's
boys?"
up, Aaron? I just doxed you. Sorry.
No, he's got his full name on the YouTube.
Yeah, that's what I.
Yeah. Death. That's right, baby. The one and only. So yeah, the purpose of the stream, one is to, take the cobwebs off the YouTube streaming. I haven't streamed in about 8 months, and I need to get back to it. So we're here. We're hanging out with Joe Ball. Of course, we're part of the hard line. We're just gonna BS a little bit, talk some comics, some wrestling, just whatever until
gonna happen. Yeah.
Just keeping it chill. We'll see if we can make this like a semi thing. We won't have a schedule like, but every once in a while, if me and Joffrey will queue up a little live stream and we'll just BS about whatever's going on. Anybody in the chat wants us to talk about something or just wants to give their opinion about whatever we're talking about, more than welcome to it. But yeah, we're just here hanging out. And as you see on the screen right there, we have this amazing project. Y'all know about it, but if you don't know, Joe, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about Death. Did not mean to play the trailer, but there we go. All right, go ahead.
All right, no problem. Yeah, Death is basically a war story that's based around a small family that are just trying to make their way through a tough, wild world and environment. It's very much like Bible lore, Transformers, and Berserk kind of mashed together in a weird way. Like it's got that aesthetic about it, but yeah, it's just kind of this book where I took all the crazy ideas I'd had, and I already knew the end before I even started it, and I worked it into just revolving around things that I enjoy, whether it be like Big Mech or spooky looking creatures or giant angels from heaven. It covers all realms and ranges because it's that kind of a story. Here in real life, even we have wild things that go on this planet and varied religious beliefs and all kinds of things. And this book's kind of like it's relatable despite there not being a lot of human characters outside of the early ons, because it's still based in things that we could all run into in our life, and the themes that it revolves around are influenced by like just regular people themes, wanting to be able to keep your kids safe and make sure they're taken care of and fed properly, just things like that. But you code it in some action and adventure, and before you know it, you got yourself death, and you've got a book, I would say, that's pretty unlike anything else out there. I mean, I've read a lot of comics and manga in my time, and I think I can confidently say, like, you'll see the influences for sure, but it's going to be its own little world. It's a characters drive the world that I'm building.
Oh yeah, man, it's an awesome book, and right now you are very, very close to 48K. I think you're about $27.
So close. I can taste it. Yeah, I was really hoping I would get to 50K by tonight, but I'm not complaining by any stretch of the mile. I'm pumped we're anywhere even close to where we're at this point. So it's going really well. People are showing up big time for it. and it's just I've appreciated all the help I've had along the way, and just given being able to take advantage of some opportunities, and it's just as I've said to my own wife, I said it's just been a weird chain of events the last like 5 days or so, and it's put me in a pretty good position to make this book thrive. So I'm pretty excited to just to know the amount of hands it'll get into at this point. It'll be a good barometer or thermometer. I don't know, any kind of meter to get a wide range of opinions of what people thought of it too, because it's a lot of different crowds right now that are jumping on this book right now. Some of them cross over with each other. Some of them are completely independent of each other. So it'll be interesting to kind of see what kind of takes I get from people that bought it and read it. And in my head, they're gonna love it. I know everyone's gonna find something to probably nitpick about, but I'm like, no, I think they're not gonna nitpick anything. This is gonna be the one time in history people just love the entire thing, no questions asked. Give us more. So
Yeah, it'll be Joe Ball, Steph, the only comic that nobody has any faults with ever.
that would be amazing. That would truly be a feat. That's the one thing even Frank Miller hasn't pulled that one off.
No. As we were scrolling down here, you're seeing this incredible art. These pages are just 100% full with incredible images, colors, and visuals that are really gonna knock your socks off. And I've been fortunate enough to see some of the other pages and stuff Joe Ball's worked on, and it's just absolutely fantastic, man. This is a project everybody is gonna want to have in their hands. You're gonna want to tell everybody you were at the starting floor when Def becomes mainstream and everybody's talking about, oh yeah, I love Def. You'll be like, yeah, did you love it enough to back the first ever copy?
Exactly.
Rub it in people's faces and brag.
Yeah, and you can be like, I even know the guy. Eat it. Suck on that. That's what you pull out some 90s verbiage on them. Yeah, thank you though, man. It's definitely a labor of love. I actually I need to update those stretch tiers because I already announced that one. But anyways, yeah, it's one of those things where I'm getting to do what I want, like 100%. It's like this was kind of like a mishmash of ideas I'd had that I never quite knew how to make it all work together. And then it just kind of clicked one day. Like, hey, I know exactly how I want this to be now. And it took a little trial and error, but once the designs and the idea and the thing as a whole kind of started to come to me, I was able to start putting it together in a way that wasn't just like, generic filler. Like, yeah, I think this is going to all work together really well. This will be an interesting story. It'll always keep you involved in the what's going on at the core of it. There's going to be little moments outside of that, but it's so much of it's focused on these are the players in the game right now.
Nice.
They're who we're going to focus on, and when they're dead or gone or not necessary, then we'll move on to the next focal point, which will always kind of be a similar group. Going to change in a massive way, but it's gonna have different feels as time goes on. This one's got a lot more nature and a lot more like organic just things in it in general. Whereas by time like the third book, I imagine like it's gonna be almost a completely I don't want to say mechanized, but that's gonna definitely be like the dominant look that people are gonna get more used to. So it's gonna change tones as time goes on. And the environments will kind of change with that.
Yeah, man. So looks like we got some more peeps in the chat. Yeah.
Aaron said that Biden fell off his bike.
Apparently, I haven't really checked the news. I've been working all day, so hopefully
I mean, I'm sure he's fine. It's not like he's old and crippled. Let's see. Well, even 300 pages of filler with that art, I wouldn't complain. Well, thank you, 80s. I never suspected you would complain because I know what you like and you like what I like. So I know you're going to like this. It's convenient. Oh, man. But hey, there's a cover I did for this one comic book. You may have heard of it. It's called The Ace Volume 2. I don't know. It's out there.
It is. We might talk about that a little later.
We'll
Do
see
you
that
want
too.
to shout out 80s Made Consumer, who's in the chat right now? Ryan, the inexorable word nerd. I always have trouble with that, but that's number right.
Inexorable's not a word, nerd. You need to get rid of that right now. I'm pretty sure it's not, even though someone's going to be like, yes, it is. I'm going to be like, well, I don't like the word because it's hard for me to say. Change your life for me.
All right, so give me a quick second. I'm just making Aaron 80s and Ryan mods. So if you guys would be kind enough to drop some links in the chat, you can feel free to drop your YouTube channel. 80 Brian, I know you got a YouTube channel. Any projects? Feel free. Just please make sure you drop a link to Def in there. And thank you guys for coming out and hanging out with us, man. We're just here chit chatting. It's gonna be a lot of wrestling talk.
Oh,
And we just
you know it.
there's a lot of stuff going on in New Japan Pro Wrestling, AEW, and we gotta get the baller thoughts on it.
Well, check this
Yeah.
out. Like, did you see Wardlow powerbomb people into a pile?
Yeah.
Onto each other like rag dolls? Like, at first I was like, okay, he beats everyone up. We get it. This is pretty cool. But we've seen this a lot of times, like where that storyline's over. And then he powerbombs so many people back to back, beats up so many dudes that he starts powerbombing them on the heaps of each other's bodies. And I was like, that's it. That's what this was for. None of this was for like, look, he can beat up 40 dudes. We already know that. He was piling the bodies. I was like, this fucking rolls by the end of it when he was just power bombing dudes onto the pile. He did it once and I was like, oh, that's hell yeah. When he did it like 3 more times, I was like, you're gonna make me jizz. I can't handle all this. This is too much fun.
Yeah. It's one of those things that is ridiculous about wrestling, but it's also awesome. You just got to go with it.
And I understand why they don't let Tanahashi talk now. So I'm fine with that. 100% fine with that.
Look, Tanahashi has more charisma just miming a guitar than most people do in their
That
whole
is
careers.
true.
Let him do what he does. There's no reason for him to get on and pontificate about stuff.
Yeah, well, I halfway wondered if they were gonna like do something where you know how in New Japan they just let wherever you're from or whatever your first language is, you just cut promos in that language and you just hope everyone reacts properly. I halfway wondered if they were gonna just let him come out and cut a promo in Japanese and maybe have like a translation on the bottom of the screen, or maybe got some dude that's really good at cutting promos to be like just reading off the translation machine to make it sound cool. But I was like, I don't know if any of that would work. That might just be a flop. But I don't know. I don't know what the answer is to native speaking Japanese trying to come over here and be a part of our promos. Okada speaks pretty good, so it's kind of sad that's not going to work out because his English is actually relatively strong, but he sounds like 2 different people. That's what's weird. He doesn't sound like Okada now. He's just like, haha, hello, my name's Okada. I am corporate white guy. It's so weird. So it's like, no, I want you to sound Japanese. Maybe this was all a terrible idea to have you guys cut promos in other languages.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I'm hoping Forbidden Door really hits, and we can get something annually, and they can start building up to the big matches. Because it's gonna take a while for both companies to have like true trust, where they can do some of the big stuff that we all want.
I kind of agree with you there. And I even suspected that, like, we're just seeing a lot of testing the waters right now. So, well, they knew. Well, the thing is too is like everyone else knew Japan like had long-term working relationships with, kind of knew what they were getting into, and New Japan always knew they were the top dog in the situation. So it's not like they had to worry about sending their guys to like ROH and him losing a world championship to their guy. Like, it just was not going to happen. So, I think in the past, the crossovers were cool, but we also kind of knew what the outcome was going to be. Like, we got some amazing matches nonetheless, like when Noah did that crossover back in the day. But now it's like, no, there's a little more mystery to it, at least, because you're talking about guys that are all on the same like global status scale of notoriety in terms of what they do. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what all they bring to the table. I just hope to God Okada shows up. If he doesn't, I fucking swear, I'm gonna be so pissed off.
Yes, I'm hoping for some cool moments and some good stuff. So, but speaking of good stuff, brother, we are so close to the $6,000 stretch goal. It's $152 away right now for the Ace Volume 2. We got 5 days left to go. Yeah, guys, I've been pimping this for the last couple of months. Thank you to everybody who's backed and supported. Like I said, we got some just killer art, man. Like, I'm super proud of everything in this project, all the artists that I've been able to work with. I'm super proud of the story, and it's just kind of classic, comic book storytelling. Like a lot of the stuff I grew up on with a modern twist. You see this amazing cover by Doodle Bags right there. Just killer art by Canales, beautiful colors by How Comics. You got Sweens doing the epilogue story. If you're a fan of Akula, you have this amazing origin story by How Comics. Just killing it. You got this beautiful print. Yeah.
Yes.
Look at that. Colors by Michael Beacon, man. Beacon is just leveling up, taking his game to another level.
Yeah, Beat gets better like every week.
You have this amazing Anthony Figueroa piece, which is going to be an actual metal print. Just going to be sweet.
Ooh la la.
Colors by Carlos Moreno, who works with him on a lot of his projects. We got the amazing Akula Slam Buddy. I mean, come on.
I got mine. You better get yours if there's any left. I don't even know.
Yeah, we actually have 4 left only. And these go away in 5 days. So there's going to be no playing around. We do stuff on this campaign for like a limited amount. So, once the timetable ends, there's going to be no working around it,
Ace is a man of his word. Fair warning, people.
That's right. And then look at this right here. This is, if you missed out on Volume 1, there's no excuse for you to miss out this time. We got a cover by Joel Ball, colored to himself. It's going to be the second printing. Very limited. This is only going to be available in this campaign.
Yes.
Future campaigns will not have this Joe Ball cover. So this is your time to jump on it, man. If you're a Joe Ball completist, or if you just want to get something exclusive, I actually own the original of this. It's hanging up on my wall, nice and framed. It's one of my favorite pieces. There's a lot of stuff here. I just gotta say, every piece of art in the Ace, whether now or later, has meaning to it, and this is one of them.
Yeah.
So I think when people look back, they'll look back on this cover and go, "Whoa, all right, I didn't get that." But yeah, it's an amazing cover. The work on the book is done, thankfully. Right now, we're just trying to set up the PDF files, to see how everything looks and everything. So, all the art and everything is done, thankfully. Thanks to everybody who worked on it. My letter SK is a machine to do this super quick, so we were able to get the letters back pretty quickly. So happy about that.
Ace is a machine, people. He gets the stuff done, and he's on it at all times. And yeah, to be able to back something that you know is that close to being ready, like it's literally on the verge of print ready. So and that cover too, you know, that was one of those things where you kind of just let me run wild. So it was fun to do too, because I got to go a little bananas with things that may not even be 100% like comic accurate, but it's like, can I draw a bunch of big guns? You're like, sure. Can I draw like even more big guns? And you just kept letting me go with it. So I appreciate that. It's fun to get some opportunities where people just let you kind of go bananas with their ideas and their concepts. And it was fun to color too. You know, I was pretty happy with how it all came out. I know it's got that split image feel to it, but it the way it all faded together and everything, it's all toned to the Ace's colors too. I don't know if people caught that. I used only Ace colors on the entire picture.
Yeah, man. That's sick.
So like I used Ace's palette as a character for the entire thing.
That's a good question there. And I don't know if Danhausen's going to be at Forbidden Door. So it's going to be interesting. I think they said something about him and Hook facing somebody from New Japan, from the dojo on Dynamite. So I have to tune in and find out.
Can I play Booker real quick for a minute?
Yep. Go for it.
Can I see Booker here? All right. Tony Khan, my dude, if you are listening, whatever the Japanese guy's name is that owns New Japan, if you are listening, because I know you both are, you're avid CG fan base guys. You need to let Hook run the gauntlet if Okada's not going to be there and decimate all the rosters. Okay, he needs to come in Forbidden Door, just viciously brutalize everybody you got that's there that night. I don't care who it is. And he needs to walk away with a heap of belts around him. And it'll set up the dramatic return of Okada when he comes back to retake all the belts back. So I really think we need to abandon this idea of this guy's going to win a belt and that guy's going to win a belt and they're from this company or that company. It needs to be Hook gets all the belts, Hook wins all the matches, and Hook for life. That's what I say. Elevate Hook. Screw all these other guys. Who needs them? And let's just fire Danhausen now. And I was actually really kind of pumped for Danhausen to come in. I feel like he's got to still be suffering from that leg injury because I haven't had him do shit. But that Akula looks amazing. I just saw it again on my side screen.
Yeah, man. Actually have those in hand, which I'm happy about. Get those done. I gotta figure out how to ship them. So that's gonna be a fun adventure. This is one of the things about like working in comics, you know, doing everything yourself. You know, you gotta figure out all this kind of minutia. So it's always interesting.
Well, yeah, too, because we plan all this stuff based off of like what the normal numbers have been, and I mean like the normal numbers, like the cost of shipping, the cost of the packaging to pack stuff to ship it, et cetera, et cetera. But like times keep changing so quickly, man. It's one of those things too where I'm like, I know I've got enough money for what I need either way, but at the same time, like I'm definitely feeling like the ability to turn a profit's getting flushed down the drain with the way, you know, prices are just jumping across the board on so many things. I'm hoping the world's cooled down by December, even though I think that's not likely because all the same people running the planet are still going to be there in December. So, but it's crazy how quick things are moving. We live on constant adjustment, and I think Ace can attest to that. That like.
Yep.
Throughout the Trump years, even all that, like if you were running campaigns and you were making comic books, like you were literally making adjustments on the fly down to the last minute because just the things the world around us could change so quickly. And it's definitely a good ability for people that have longevity here. Guys like Ace that have already been through the ringer. He's already put a book out. He's already published, been on time, had successful projects. So, you've got a guy here that knows what he's doing, and he's working hard, and he's producing just such a fun book and fun characters. And it's really cool to get to be a part of that, even if it's just on a cover. I want to see this book do well. It's been rocking and rolling so far. Look at that thing. Yeah. Oh my God.
This is the exclusive sticker you're going to get. It's nice and oversized. This is by Hawk Comics. If you signed up for the mailing list and back the book, you will be getting this. So this is one of my favorite pieces of the campaign. Hal created a brand new logo, which is killer. And then, he draw Ace, Akula, and Angelique and kind of put them all together. This, I was kind of would love to see this almost like on a shirt or something, like a jacket or a hoodie, like on the back. I just think the image is sick. So, yeah, guys, you look forward to that. And Aaron says Switchblade Jay White's going to beat the fuck out of Hook. So,
Aaron,
he's throwing the gauntlet now.
You're out of your mind, dude. There's no way.
He is the catalyst of New Japan.
Actually, I would not be surprised if that did happen. But just because Jay White, correct me if I'm wrong. Did Okada lose to him at that last New Japan show at Dominion? Because I didn't even catch it.
Yeah, he's Jay White's 2-time IWGP champion now.
You got to be kidding me. Oh man, New Japan. I'm gonna fire you here soon. And by that I mean I'm gonna finally unsubscribe to the service I have.
Well, gonna give him the pink slip. He's gonna send you the pink slip from his hometown. Mail it out to them.
I might. I love him so much, dude. I can't stand when good things come to an end. Yeah, you know what I mean? Even if there's more good coming, I hate when good things come to it.
It's just frustrating sometimes. I feel the same way. Like I just feel like the last month in AEW has just not clicked like it should. Like there's still good stuff, but there's just like been some pretty big misses.
Yeah.
So I'm just hoping by now that we're getting to like Forbidden Door, and I'm hoping, I'm starting to see a little more positive stuff going the last couple of weeks. I thought last week's show was really strong. So I'm hoping by the time Forbidden Door hits and kind of get back to like a more smoothly ran show, things are starting to kind of, AEW kind of works in seasons,
Yeah, that's true.
Each pay-per-view is kind of like a season, and some are up, some are down. So I think like now once Forbidden Door ends, it'll be like new season, new people getting pushed. There's going to be, apparently there's tons of people that are going to be are coming back from injury and stuff. So like Sting just came back from injury. Orange Cassidy came back from injury. I think,
dude, he got the biggest pop I'd heard in a while. That right there is a dude who he's never ever gonna have to hold a belt or be in a giant feud.
Yeah.
He just walks out, and it's crazy because he's ridiculous. Somehow he gets the biggest pop of the night every time I see him show up. I'm like, it's nuts how this dude just.
Yeah, man. I used to watch him in a bunch of local independent companies, and I remember the first time I saw him, I did not understand what he was doing. It was so like weird. I saw these people cheering and stuff, and I'm like, I usually can get any act.
Yeah.
I just did not get him. And then I saw him a second time, and I started to get a little more. By like the third time I saw him, I was fully in. And then I was like, all right, this guy's a genius. And he was actually playing heel, which is funny because nobody has seen him playing heel, and I think he's better as a heel than he is as a face. I think the gimmick works better as him being an ultra lazy heel. It doesn't want to do anything.
Yeah, it makes a little more sense.
Come in, right? Like, Chuck would be getting beat up because he used to tag team with Chuck. So yeah. Chuck would be getting beat up, and then he'd be like, all right, tag Orange in. So he comes in, right? The guy chops him, and he grabs his chest and tags right out again. I'll just be dying. Like, this is the funniest thing. And like he would just do like nonsense. Like, he'd be like, I'm going to the top rope. Chuck hold him. Chuck holding him. He goes to the top rope. struggle, take forever. Then he'd come down and barely touch the guy. Then he'd be like, "All right, I'm going out." And then Chuck would be like, "You did nothing for like 2 minutes while I was holding this guy." And he just do like the most absurd things, and it was so funny. Like eventually, like he got so over, they just had to make him a baby face. But like if he turns heel, like he's just gonna people are just gonna be like, "Oh, this guy is just like." He's gonna be getting so much heat just by him being the laziest guy in the world, just not wanting to tag in and do anything. Like it's just hilarious. So
Good
you
old
gotta
Orange
really know
Manny.
about that, yeah.
Yeah, I actually stumbled across him just on YouTube like years ago, and some indie shows and stuff. But at this point, he'd already gained a little bit of a reputation. So like the first 3 or 4 matches I'd clicked on from him, like even though they were little tiny spaces they were wrestling in, like everyone there went bananas the minute he showed up, and I was like, that's impressive to get indie crowds like going this bananas over one guy where you can watch a whole show and uh, they jump out of their seats the minute this one dude shows up. So, and I never really knew if he would get on a bigger stage or not with that character. Because you know how it is. It can either totally make it and it gets skyrocketed, or it dies on the indies. And no, man, Tony Khan, he clearly loves Orange Cassidy. I never got the feeling once that Tony Khan thought, let's do something else with this guy. Like you could tell his first thought was, don't change anything. Let's bring him in as is and just watch what happens. And sure enough, dude shows up and the crowds go absolutely insane for him. So I don't know. I've heard a lot of talk amongst like the wrestling YouTubers and stuff, and it's strange how many of them want to complain about wrestling now, and they don't do it all the time. Like I'll hear Disco Inferno sometimes get on a Jim Cornette-esque kick about like, oh, I'll bet my entire life savings that like this Tana hacky guy from Japan doesn't even draw. And you just sit there and slap your face and be like, he's drawn more people than you've ever seen in your entire life. But all right, Disco, I know you got to be around the NWO for 2.5 years, but this guy's been on top for like 25 years, so get over yourself. But I guess my point was that just when people act like certain dudes would just never get people excited, and then you see a guy like Orange Cassidy show up at some of the biggest stadiums and arenas this country's got to offer, and literally everyone loses their mind. He doesn't carry a belt. He's rarely in like legitimately long-term feuds, but Pac was maybe the closest thing to that, and he can go when he needs to, so you never know when that's going to happen too, because that's an extra air of mystery. He might be lazy for 15 matches straight just for us to build up to one where he's going to finally go, and then he gets lazy again. But he might go. You might see him show up. So the dude's he's interesting. He's fun to watch. Hey, I forgot about this. Oh man, this cracked me. Actually, I shouldn't say cracked me up, because it cracked me up for the wrong reasons. After the Wardlow match was over, and that I don't even know what the dude's name is. The one that trains is like the famous UFC gym owner and trainer and has all the fighters around him. Dan something.
Yeah, Dan Lambert.
Yeah. When he sicked the 2 UFC legends on Wardlow, and I saw that one of them was Matt, what's his name?
Matt Hughes, yeah.
Yeah, when I saw Matt Hughes, I was like, oh no, don't do this. And then I saw him trying to just stand up, and I was like, no. And then I was like, stop letting him walk to a ring. Like, this poor dude. He's in.
Hey man, he needs a payday too.
Pay him just to be there. Don't say go get Wardlow and then he has to cripple hobble to the ring looking out of it like he has no clue where he's at. Like, it was just depressing because like we all know what happened to the guy. It's a terrible story, to go from the physical peaks he was at and just the level of domination he was at to that accident, putting him in that position he's in now. And I don't know. I was just glad they didn't have him charging because that's what I was worried about. I was like, I don't want to see Wardlow drop this dude. Like, please don't do this. He's barely functioning right now. Can we please not see this legend have to
Yeah, man. Man, he's
have to? I
literally
know he
got
lived
hit
through
by
a
a
train
train.
wreck, but yeah, let's not let him live through a train wreck and Wardlow. That's just cruel. Oh my god! But I couldn't believe it. Yeah, when he sent him in there and it looked, I was just like, oh, I hope this doesn't go where it feels like it's going because yeah, these dudes are UFC legends. They probably could really take Wardlow at least for a little bit, but it's wrestling.
Yeah.
I don't want to see a cripple get smashed. That's what I'm trying to say. That's all I'm trying to say. I just leave poor Matt Hughes alone. He's like our sweet baby boy now. You're not allowed to mess with him anymore.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I was like, I wonder if anyone else was watching this and got the terrible feeling in their stomach from the minute Matt Hughes stood up that I did.
Yeah, I'm sure. You know, it's like seeing Chuck Liddell. So Chuck's one of my favorites, and just seeing him just get knocked out by Tito uh, just broke my heart, man.
Well, and seeing Tito run around like he's running around the Titanic with Leonardo DiCaprio or something. It's like Tito, calm down.
Like I'm the king of the world. I'm like Tito, Chuck can get knocked out by the wind, brother. Like too many shots to the jaw, cracked. You know?
It's like Tito and Brandon Schwab should have a face-off to see who can't talk right from getting hit in the head too much. Like who can't say words right, who can't
The worst.
spit out one cohesive sentence if their life depended on it.
Just
Oh,
wonder, who said you can have a podcast
yeah, like
where you have to like just talk by yourself for like an hour? Like that's madness to me. I still kind of want to watch a special.
who Schwab's?
Yeah, so
Well,
comedy
watch
special.
watch it just for the cringe.
Yeah.
You watch it just to be like, ugh. You're not gonna legitimately laugh because the dude's like so try hard. I mean,
Like-
God bless him. I'm sure he's a nice fella, but it's like I don't know if I could really ever take him seriously because I've seen enough of his comedy stuff that I'm just like, this is awful. But
Yeah.
hey, he got punched in the head before for a living, so I cut him slack only for that reason. Anyone that's job used to be getting punched in the head, I'll let them slide on some stuff because I certainly couldn't have made a career out of that at a young age without being handicapped quickly.
Yeah, no, UFC's something different, man. You got to be built different for that life.
Yeah. I just there's nothing in my imagination that ever made me think I could realistically like hang in that world. Like I'm not nearly that delusional. Like what if you trained hard? Like it wouldn't fucking matter, dude. These people would be crushing you. So,
Oh, we got Hunter in the house.
hey, what's up, Hunter, my dude?
Hey guys, all the best to you both. About to head to bed. Don't laugh at me, Joe. I don't have the capacity to sleep for weeks like you do, homie.
Well,
But,
I may not be built for UFC, but I'm built to draw pictures all night. So that's something. I'm built to sit at a desk like a total champ. Desk champ of the year. Joe Ball, heavyweight title for sitting.
here's a Guinness Book of World Records for the
The only
longest
heavyweight
time
title.
sitting and drawing.
Yeah.
On record.
He's the champion of just, sitting there. I haven't even been keeping up on WWE. I have no clue what's going on over there these days. I heard Vince step down. I did go look at that clip just to see if he actually said anything, but I don't credit to him. He just went out there and tried to get a cheap pop out of the crowd and be like, hey, everyone, have a good time. Peace out. And that was that. I was like, good for you, Vince. I don't like you, but you just said, you know what? everyone in creation's telling me don't you dare walk out on SmackDown. And if there's one thing you like about Vince McMahon, despite all his flaws, is when someone's like, "Don't you do it," and he's like, "It's my goddamn show. I'm gonna
Listen,
walk out there, Duke."
I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna say now, then forever. Then I'm gonna get a rating spike for SmackDown.
Together.
Because I'm Vince McMahon, damn it.
What if he fired the WWE universe instead? Like, you're fired. You're fired. You're fired. Just starts screaming and pointing and wagging his finger at everyone in the crowd.
Oh, I'm sure that's coming one day. You know, I'll just go out and be like, I've just about had it with all you fans.
You make me sick with
security. Throw them out. Throw all of them out.
they're all fired. No refunds. I'll not give you back a dime. Never. Oh man.
The madness that is pro wrestling. It's why we love it. It's also why we love comic books, because we can create our own madness. And I just want to shout out another project real quick. A little something. This not too many people I've heard of this one, so I just want to give a little bit of spotlight.
Oh yeah.
You know, we got some new up and comers, some whippersnappers.
Some whippersnippers.
Yeah. Little project called CG Vacation.
Back in my day, you young whippersnippers, we just looked at magazines with naked real women in them. These days, they're looking at pictures of drawings of women's in them.
It also has the best new character in comics, Mr. CG.
Dude, Mr. CG is a pimp. I love it. It's so funny.
Yeah, guys. If you haven't backed this, go check it out on Indiegogo. It's got 10 days left. It's at $21,442, 279 backers. So
yep, it's doing good. It's chugging along. Phil just crossed 20K not that long ago, so it's good to see the momentum still moving with it.
You're gonna have an amazing cover by Dale Keown.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna have tons of characters, tons of artists. Joe, you got a piece in this, right?
Yeah, I did a company men picture for old Kimosabi's book.
Yeah, look at that.
Because my book's not technically out yet, so the only way I was gonna, be able to fit the criteria was if somebody else needed an artist. So luckily he had a spot open where I could work myself in, and I just yeah, sure. I've never gotten to touch those characters, so this should be fun.
Yeah, man, you can grab a calendar, you can grab a beach towel. I mean, just a lot of cool stuff on here. And anybody who grew up in like the 90s and read the old Marvel swimsuit editions, this is definitely a callback to that. But since Marvel will never put out another swimsuit edition,
yeah,
you might as well grab this one.
Yeah, for sure. It's gonna be red hot. The all the top artists from far and from all over have shown up in this thing, and a lot of them are people even some of us may not have heard of yet. Because that's the thing. There's a lot of great artists. Just because you've never been heard of doesn't change the fact that you're great at what you do. So there are some awesome talents in here. Some great colorists, some great pencilers and inkers. Doodlebags pictures, friggin' insane. It's beautiful. There's so much good in it, so much fun. I think definitely if you're a fan of early 90s stuff and you miss those good old days when you could just get something fun like this once a year, here you go. Phil Diaz is bringing it back. Him and Brandon are just pump out the books, man. They get the work done. I don't think there's anyone in CG that is consistent and fast and does the work they do, and the juggle, the amount of talents and people they get on these books is absolutely insane. Like, I can barely tolerate myself, so I don't know how people. It just feels probably the greatest people person I've ever met in my life. Like, he's just really good at dealing with large amounts of personalities. because that's a talent all in itself. So it's
Yeah,
going to be a fun book. You guys want to jump on this one while you can.
Yep. My character Desi's gonna be in there, so I'm very
Mhm.
excited for that piece. So yeah, go guys, check that out.
And Mr. CG, you got to watch the trailer, people, because Mr. CG is just like this totally rad gnar, like 90s dude. That's just like, look at that rack. Whoa! What's she doing? Oh man, it's so funny.
Yeah, it's
He's
hilarious.
he's shocked by what he's seeing, but he's excited at the same time. It's so funny. Dude, I about pissed myself laughing the first time Phil showed me the video, because what Phil, you never quite know what to expect, because he works on so many different things and he does so much stuff. And the guy's just busy 24/7 that sometimes he'll be like, "Hey, check out this thing I made and let me know what you think." You don't know if it's going to be a cover for Lost Pages, if it's going to be a question about how the foil looks on a comic, or if it's going to be Mr. CG going, "Oh, whoa, dude, look at that chick's butt," So it's Phil just does it all, man. The guy's everywhere all the time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, guys, go check that project out. It's very cool, and the Diaz brothers always deliver, and this is gonna be another time they're gonna deliver big time for their customers. So go check that out.
Yeah, check it out. Check out Mr. CG. Rewatch Mr. CG about 3,000 times in a row to help Phil get those numbers up on YouTube, and you're gonna enjoy yourself in the process. It's not even like it's work. You'll just sit there and keep laughing at Mr. CG zooming around, being a total nut.
So yeah, guys, I think we're gonna call it. I know Joe's got some more streams to hop on tonight. I got a stream later tonight that I'm doing, so stay tuned for that. The grind never ends. Thank you everybody for coming out and hanging with us. Like I said, we'll be doing more of these. We'll just be chatting, BSing, talking a little comics, some wrestling, some whatever news of the day. Just keeping it nice and chill. Kind of like I said, I got to get back into that stream mode. So this is a good kind
Yeah,
of time.
I'm right there with you, man.
Yeah, man.
It does take a good few streams to get back into the groove. So
Yeah. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. You can follow me, where is it? Somewhere at Edwin Aces on Twitter. Joe, where can they find you at, brother?
I'm on Twitter as at Comic Art Master 1, or you can just punch in Joe Ball King Toad Inc. and you'll find me either way. I'm on TikTok as John Joseph Ball, Instagram as John Joseph Ball, YouTube as Joe Ball King Toad, and you can even contact me through Indiegogo if need be, if that's your main avenue. So pretty much get a hold of me on any of the platforms short of like Facebook, because I just don't use it enough anymore to care. So
Yeah, guys, hell the chat. Thank you, guys. You guys have a good one. We will catch you next time. Peace.
take it easy, gang.